The international politics of the Middle East are complex and shouldn't be oversimplified. But most experts agree that there are two countries that play a particularly pivotal role in the region. Saudi Arabia and Iran have been at odds with each other for decades, and the combination of power and influence they each exert is both a cause and consequence of ongoing tensions across the Middle East. Ever since the revolution that overthrew the US-backed Shah in 1979, Iran has been the leading force of Shia Islam in the world, and it has long opposed what it sees as Western, and particularly US, presence in the region. Its leadership sees itself as the protector of Shia communities across the Middle East, who it believes are victims of oppression, and it has developed a vast system of political, religious, and cultural networks to support its allies, such as Hezbollah in Lebanon. Following the invasion of Iraq and the toppling of Saddam Hussein in 2003, societal schisms deepened in the country, and one of Iran's main adversaries was replaced by a new, friendlier government in Baghdad. As a result, Iran's power and influence grew enormously. For the monarchy-ruling Saudi Arabia, however, the Islamic Republic has always been viewed as a threat, having long relied on its relationship with the United States as the basis for both its economic success and its security. The Saudi regime seeks to keep Iran isolated and to stave off anything that might embolden Iran-backed Shia groups. Indeed, the desire to contain insurgent forces was one of the key reasons for its intervention in Yemen, where an uprising was challenging the government. While there is much debate about the true extent of Iranian involvement in the conflict in Yemen, Iran and Saudi Arabia have faced off against each other through supporting opposing sides in other countries, such as Syria and Lebanon. For both countries, however, it is not just international pressures that drive the antagonism. Both Saudi Arabia and Iran deploy narratives of existential threats to maintain their control domestically. They make use of strong national identities and utilize a number of tools across the international media landscape to advance their national interests. This rivalry exacerbates existing societal tensions within both states. Saudi Arabia has made accusations of Iranian backing for Shia groups in its eastern province, while Iran alleges Saudi complicity in Baluchi separatism and ISIS terror attacks in its homeland. The antagonism between Iran and Saudi Arabia, entrenched at times by the instrumentalization of sectarian identity, is not immutable, however. In the 1990s, there was an extended period of rapprochement between the two powers, as they both recognized that easing old tensions offered a better path of security and prosperity. What is needed is mutual recognition between them of each other's national and regional security interests, and joint efforts at ensuring regional security. The alternative is a continuing animosity that exacerbates conflict across the entire region. Resolving tensions between Riyadh and Tehran will not alone solve the Middle East's problems, but it would help. With this in mind, Western states should avoid supporting sect-based groups who advocate violence. They should also support, or at least respect, political projects that cut across old social and identity-based divides.